Tonight, 10 real dinners, 3 ingredients each. That's the whole rule. Salt, pepper, butter, and oil ride for free. Everything else, just 3 things. No long shopping lists, no sink full of dishes, no fuss. And number 8 tastes like a Sunday supper from exactly 3 ingredients. Let's get cooking. Number 1, baked cheese enchiladas. Tortillas, cheese, and a can of enchilada sauce. 3 things, and they turn into a bubbling pan of comfort straight from the oven. Here's how it goes. Pour a little of the enchilada sauce into the bottom of a baking dish. Just enough to cover it. That keeps everything from sticking. Now take your tortillas, one at a time. Fill each one with a generous line of shredded cheese down the middle. Roll it up and set it in the dish, seam side down. Line them up snug, like they're settling in for the night. Pour the rest of the sauce over the top, covering every tortilla. Dry edges burn. Sauced edges turn soft and rich.
Scatter another big handful of cheese over the whole thing. Into a 375-degree oven, 20 minutes, until the sauce bubbles at the edges and the cheese on top melts into a blanket. And look at that pan. Red sauce bubbling, cheese stretching, edges just starting to crisp. Let it sit 5 minutes before serving. The rolls hold together better with a little rest. 2 enchiladas make a plate. A dollop of sour cream cools them down. A few sliced green onions dress them up, but neither one is required. The tortillas soak up the sauce and turn soft as pasta. The cheese inside melts into the sauce outside. Simple ingredients doing exactly what they were born to do. Number 2, BBQ chicken and potato bake. 1 sheet pan. Chicken thighs, potatoes, and a bottle of barbecue sauce. The oven handles everything else. Dice 3 potatoes into small cubes, skins on. Spread them on a baking sheet with a little oil, salt, and pepper. Lay 4 chicken thighs right on the same pan.
Brush the chicken generously with barbecue sauce. Don't be shy with it. The sauce is a third of the recipe. Into a 400-degree oven for about 40 minutes. Halfway through, give the potatoes a stir and brush the chicken with another coat of sauce. That second coat is the secret. It bakes into a sticky, glossy glaze that looks like it came off a grill. By the time the timer rings, the potatoes are golden and crisp at the edges, roasted in the chicken drippings. That's flavor you didn't have to add. The pan made it for you. The chicken is tender inside, lacquered and caramelized outside. Plate it up and pour a little extra sauce over the top if you like. Sweet, smoky, sticky, and filling. It tastes like a backyard cookout, and it never left the kitchen. 1 pan to wash, and most of that wipes right off. Number 3, poor man's meat and potatoes. Ground beef, a packet of onion soup mix, and potatoes. This is old school stretching $1 cooking, and it still works like it always did. Brown 1 pound of ground beef in a large skillet. Pour off the fat. Sprinkle the whole packet of onion soup mix right over the meat. That little packet is doing the work of an onion, a bouillon cube, and a spice rack all at once. That's why it counts as 1 ingredient, and earns it. Stir it through, then add 3 potatoes sliced thin. Pour in 2 cups of water. Stir everything so the potatoes settle into the liquid. Bring it to a simmer, lid on, and let it go about 20 minutes, stirring once or twice. The potatoes soak up the beefy onion broth as they soften. The liquid cooks down into a light gravy that coats everything. When the potatoes are fork tender, dinner's done. Taste it before adding any salt. That soup packet usually has it covered. It's meat and potatoes in the most honest sense. Hearty, brown, and filling, with that deep onion flavor that tastes like it simmered all day. A handful of frozen peas stirred in at the end adds a little color. A slice of buttered bread on the side makes it a full plate. This is the dinner that got families through tight weeks for generations. 3 ingredients, 1 skillet, and nobody leaves the table hungry.
Number 4. Ham and potato cheese bake. Ham, potatoes, and cheese. 3 ingredients that have never once let anybody down. Slice 3 potatoes thin. The thinner they are, the faster and creamier they bake. Dice about 1.5 cups of ham. Shred 2 cups of cheese or pour them from a bag. No judgment here. Butter a baking dish. Now build layers. Potatoes on the bottom, overlapping like roof shingles. A scatter of ham. A handful of cheese. Then again. Potatoes, ham, cheese. Finish with a good cheese layer on top. Pour 1/2 cup of milk over the whole dish, letting it seep down between the layers. A little black pepper on top. Cover with foil and bake at 375 for 45 minutes.
Take the foil off for the last 15 and let the top turn deep golden and bubbly. The potatoes bake soft in the milk and cheese. The ham seasons every layer from the inside. And the top. The top turns into that golden, crusty cheese layer that everybody fights over. Poke a knife through the middle to check. It should slide through with no resistance. Let it rest 10 minutes so the layers set up and serve clean. It's rich, it's warm, and it feeds you for 2 or 3 nights. Salty ham, creamy potatoes, golden cheese. Some trios just belong together. Number 5. Sausage and peppers skillet. An old street fair classic, and it only ever needed 3 things: sausages, sweet bell peppers, and an onion. Slice 2 or 3 bell peppers into strips. Mix the colors if the store lets you. Slice 1 big onion the same way. Cut your sausages into thick pieces, or leave them whole if you're serving them on bread. Any sausage works: Italian, smoked, even breakfast links in a pinch. Heat a little oil in a large skillet over medium. Brown the sausages first, a few minutes, until they've got real color. Set them aside. Now the peppers and onions go into that flavored pan. Let them cook down slowly, 10 to 12 minutes, stirring now and then. Don't rush this part. The slow cooking is where peppers turn sweet and onions turn golden. When they've softened and picked up some color, slide the sausages back in. A little black pepper, maybe a pinch of Italian seasoning if the jar is close. Let everything finish together for 5 minutes, so the sausage juices season the vegetables. The smell at this point is the whole neighborhood's business. Serve it piled on a soft roll, the classic way. Or spoon it over rice, or just eat it straight from a bowl. The peppers are silky and sweet, the onions are golden, and the sausage ties it all together. 3 ingredients, 1 skillet, and a dinner with some real personality. Number 6. Farmer's Egg Skillet.
Eggs, sausages, and potatoes. Breakfast for dinner, and there's not one thing wrong with that. Dice 2 potatoes small, skins on. Get them going in a skillet with a little oil over medium heat. 10 minutes or so, stirring now and then, until they're golden and getting tender. Slice a few breakfast sausages, or use smoked sausage cut into coins. Add them to the potatoes and let everything brown together another 5 minutes. The sausage fat crisps the potato edges. That's the flavor trade happening right in the pan. Now make a few little wells in the mixture with your spoon. Crack an egg into each well. A little salt and pepper over the top. Lid on, heat to low, and give it 3 or 4 minutes. The eggs steam gently under that lid. Whites set, yolks still soft. Peek once. When the whites are no longer glassy, it's ready. Bring the whole skillet to the table, because this one deserves to be seen. Golden potatoes, browned sausage, and eggs sitting on top like they own the place. Break a yolk and let it run into the potatoes. That runny yolk is the sauce. The dish makes its own gravy. It's hearty, it's cheap, and it works just as well at 6 in the evening as it ever did at 8 in the morning. Some dinners don't need to be dinner food. They just need to be good. Number 7. Creamy Tomato Tortellini. Cheese tortellini from the refrigerator case, a jar of tomato sauce, and a splash of cream. 15 minutes and it eats like an Italian restaurant. Put a pot of water on to boil. Cheese tortellini cook fast. 3 or 4 minutes and they float when they're ready. That floating is the doneness signal. No timer needed. While they cook, pour the jar of tomato sauce into a skillet over medium-low heat. Let it warm through. Now pour in about half a cup of cream. Stir and watch the sauce turn from red to that soft, rosy orange. That color means it's working. The cream rounds off the tomato's sharp edges and turns the whole sauce silky. Drain the tortellini, but save a splash of the cooking water. Tumble them into the sauce with that splash and stir gently until every one is coated and glossy. The pasta water helps the sauce cling instead of slide. Give it 1 minute together in the pan so the tortellini drink in a little sauce. Spoon it into bowls. A little Parmesan over the top if the fridge offers it. Each tortellini is a small cheese dumpling wrapped in creamy tomato, soft, rich, and easy to eat. No chopping, no browning, no real cooking at all. 15 minutes from cupboard to table. Some nights, that's exactly the dinner that's needed. Number 8, and here it is, pork chops with apples. Pork chops, apples, and an onion. 3 ingredients, and it tastes like a Sunday supper somebody planned all week. Season 2 pork chops with salt and pepper. Get a skillet hot with a little butter. Lay the chops in and brown them well, about 3 minutes aside. Take them out. They'll come back. Now slice 2 apples and 1 onion. Any apples work, but firmer ones hold their shape best. Into the same buttery pan they go. Let them cook together 5 or 6 minutes, stirring now and then. And watch what happens. The onions turn golden and sweet. The apples soften and caramelize at the edges, picking up all the browned pork flavor from the pan. The kitchen starts smelling like autumn, no matter what month it is. Add a splash of water or broth to loosen everything up. Nestle the chops back in, right on top of the apples and onions. Lid on, low heat, 10 minutes. The chops finish gently, staying tender, while the apples melt into something halfway between a side dish and a sauce. Plate a chop and pile that golden apple-onion mixture right over the top. Sweet, savory, and soft. It tastes layered and slow-cooked and thought out. It was 3 ingredients and 1 pan. That's the kind of secret worth keeping. I told you number 8 would deliver. Number 9, baked spaghetti. Spaghetti, a jar of sauce, and cheese. It's spaghetti night with a golden, bubbling upgrade. Boil half a pound of spaghetti, 1 minute short of the package time. It finishes in the oven, so it needs that minute in reserve. Drain it and pour it back into the pot. Add the jar of sauce and half of your cheese. Stir it all together until every strand is coated and the cheese starts melting into the sauce. Pour the whole thing into a buttered baking dish. Now the rest of the cheese goes over the top. Be generous. The top layer is the whole point of baking it. Into a 375-degree oven, 20 minutes until the cheese is melted, golden in spots, and bubbling at the edges. Those browned cheese spots are the prize. Crisp on top, soft and saucy underneath. Baking does something wonderful to spaghetti. The edges get a little chewy, the sauce thickens and clings, and the cheese ties the whole dish into slices you can serve with a spatula.
It's spaghetti that eats like lasagna, without any of the lasagna labor. Let it rest 5 minutes so it holds together on the plate. Half a pound of pasta feeds you for 2 or 3 nights, and it reheats like a dream. Familiar food, wearing its good clothes. Number 10. Chicken Alfredo noodles. We finish creamy. Chicken, egg noodles, and a jar of Alfredo sauce. Comfort in its purest 3-ingredient form. Put the egg noodles on to boil. They take about 8 minutes. Meanwhile, warm 2 cups of cooked shredded chicken in a skillet. Rotisserie chicken, one more time, earning its spot in every kitchen. Pour the jar of Alfredo sauce over the chicken. Add a splash of milk to loosen it. Jar sauce likes a little help. Let it warm together on low, stirring gently. Never boil in Alfredo. Low and slow keeps it silky. Drain the noodles and add them straight to the skillet. Toss everything together until the noodles are glossy and coated, and the chicken is tucked into every forkful.
1 more minute on low so it all becomes one dish instead of 3 ingredients. Spoon it into a bowl while it's hot. Soft noodles, tender chicken, and that rich, creamy sauce wrapped around everything. A little black pepper on top. A sprinkle of Parmesan if it's handy. Frozen peas or broccoli stirred in make it a complete plate with 0 extra effort. It's mild, it's soothing, and it goes down easy at the end of any kind of day. The whole dinner took 15 minutes and 1 jar's worth of decisions. Creamy, warm, and quietly perfect. That's how a 3-ingredient night should end. So there they are, 10 dinners, 3 ingredients each, and not one of them tasted like a shortcut. Good cooking isn't about long lists. It's about knowing which 3 things belong together. Start with one this week. The enchiladas, the sausage and peppers, or those number 8 pork chops with apples. Then, tell me in the comments which one you're making first. I read every single one. And subscribe and pull up a chair. There's a lot more simple, honest cooking where this came from. Take good care of yourself. I'll see you next time.